Alright guys, I'm actually going to destroy a lot of this content again, because in this video we're just talking about, I shouldn't have done that. In this video we're talking about titles, or in HTML they're called headings. So I'm going to drop this down so that we have my site text on its own line. And when we look over here, we see it just looks like regular text, but let's say we want people to really notice it. You know, if it's the name of your site and you want people to really remember the name of your site, you're going to wrap it in an H element. Now there is 6 different levels of the H element. There's H1 right up to H6. So H1 is going to be the biggest. I think it's like 50 pixels for font size. So if we refresh this, you're going to see now that looks a lot bigger. So that's obviously our title. It's the biggest bit of text on the page. But let's say also, and these are block elements by the way, so they are full width. Let's say we want to add a subtitle. So what we're going to do, H2 would be a bit too big, so we're going to use H3. And then we're going to close that H3 element and save it. And this is going to make a header that's a bit smaller, or heading text that's smaller. And again, you can do H1, H2, change that. It's a bit smaller. H3, as it goes on, it gets smaller right up until H6. This is the smallest text on this page. There we go, and refresh, and you're going to see that it is tiny. So the lower the number, the bigger the text. The higher the number, the smaller the text. Just keep that in mind. And then also we have aside. So again, that's I lied in the last video. I said we weren't going to be doing any more HTML5 div soup mitigating. So that was a lie. What we're going to learn about is the aside tag. And this is good for if you actually have content to the side of something. So this is some content. I'm going to refresh this, and as you will see, this did not go on the side, but it says aside. So what we're going to do is, it's kind of like, it's secondary to the main content. Let's say that. What we're going to do is, don't worry about this, I'm going to make it float left. And I'm going to make it 200 pixels wide and 200 pixels high. There. Don't worry about this. This is all CSS. We're going to be learning about that later, but I just want to show you guys how this should look. So if you have an aside element and you want it on the actual side, throw it in there and make it float on the left.